What's going on? Welcome back, YouTube. Today we're going to do a speed build that's going to follow up the bed that we made. It's going to be a wardrobe, the same color. We're going to do the cream wardrobe, and here you go. We're setting it up. I'm setting it up as a small object, so I can put it in the world. You can make them as big objects, but I feel like it's, I don't know, I feel like the dress is small objects. Usually what I would do is I would set up the grid first. So here's a couple tips and tricks. I would set the grid up first, like you see me doing right now. Find where the borders are or whatever I'm going to do, whatever shape I'm going to do. And then I would save it and go outside before I start getting into detail. Because if anybody knows about building in this game, when you unsnap things and build stuff freehand and you go back into your, after you save it, you go back into the blueprint, it'll snap all weird. So what I try to do is I try to get that done in the beginning. What I usually will do if it's a really big build, I'll make all the objects, I'll snap them to a position, and once it's done and snapped in position, I'll snap them kind of where they're supposed to be, and then I will pull them later freehand. So if you don't know what freehand is and you're kind of confused, when you hit tab on your mouse, on your keyboard, it will stop snapping pieces, so the pieces won't snap to the grid. They'll just be freehand and you can pull them anywhere. The only problem with this is it's a little buggy right now. Like I said, when you save the blueprint and you go back to it and open it again, once you've freehanded everything will snap to the nearest closest grid. For those of you that are confused on controller, it would be left analog stick in. If you push it, that will activate free mode, and then if you click it again, it'll put it back to snapping. You can see like things are starting to snap. You could, the reason for doing this, you can make pieces smaller rather than snap sizes. You could drag stuff closer. You can make things smaller, like I said, again, before I'm repeating myself. And you could just make things small. It's just a lot easier to build. And again, like I said, it's a little broken, so it's messed up. So once you save it one way and then go look and try to check the height or scale, you'll notice that it'll snap back to position. You have to pull everything back into position with freehand. So that's why a tip, if you're building, put everything together and place it snapped, right? Like, let it be snapped, let it snap to things, but just snap it close enough to the build so when you have to freehand it and you're ready to actually do the finished product, it's kind of like putting a puzzle together. You kind of like just setting up the pieces, and then once you got to freehand it, because you want to try to freehand it one time and get it done, because again, it'll be scattered when you come back into the blueprint, which is really annoying, especially if you're building something that's really big. And now you can see me getting the drawers done. And what I did was I doubled up the front of the drawers, and I usually do that. That's a kind of gives it a little bit more depth, and it makes it look like it has kind of like a contoured edge, or it's beveled, or it's a miter edge, or just gives it a little bit more depth. It gives it a little bit more life. I mean, I could just put flat pieces and then it would just be a flat dresser, but I put those in. Even if you watched my bed that I did yesterday, I kind of did the same thing. It just gives it a little bit, see, it kind of gives it a little bit a fancier look rather than having to. So if you really don't want to get fancy and start putting little pieces all over the place and making like, like little fancy flowers everywhere, which we'll get into that more advanced stuff later on. It just kind of makes it a little bit more fancier and a little bit of more of a basic to medium or moderate design rather than an advanced one where you are designing things out of hundreds of little pieces of shapes and trying to make flowers and trying to make archways or whatever the case is. So that kind of helps you out. See, it looks a little bit, gives a little bit more depth, brings it to life a little bit. So the last few things we're doing, we're putting the shoe shelf on the bottom. I'm going to leave this open. I chose to leave this open. I have a couple different variations of this, and when I put my bed down yesterday, you probably could have seen them, and I will upload those variations, maybe. So if you have anything you want to see that's housing product, garden designs, not like crazy things like, hey, build a, I don't know, giraffe, something that, house stuff. I'll take requests. People put them in the comments below, or tell me what you liked or you didn't like about it, or different colors. Usually I keep the beige look because it's a natural look. and then I just upload them, and then people can actually take them and color them to whatever they want to color them. Later on, I'll get more colorful. We'll get a little bit more advanced. If you have any questions on builds, or you need a little direction or something, just leave a comment below, and I'll try to help you as best as possible. But I'm starting to put the top on. See me lining up everything. That's free mode. See, that's what free mode does. It brings it a little bit closer. You can drag it by little increments rather than bigger increments. Now we're done. We're going to set this up with a name, the cream wardrobe, and we're going to put it down in Patch's house and check the scale. So I hope you like this video. If you like this video, leave a comment, leave a like, let me know, or leave some questions below if you have any questions about the game or building. I'll try to help you out as best as I can. Yeah, this scale looks pretty all right. I don't know. If you like it, let me know. If you hate it, let me know. Peace out, people. I love you all. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. You could also check out my other designs on my Instagram. I'll leave it in the links below.